Hey guys, welcome back to Genius Learning. In this video, I want to do a review on derivatives. Let's take a look at some of the properties of ln and e to the x. So here's what we have to take the derivative of. But before that, let's look over here and review some of the things we're going to need to use. So let's look at the derivative of ln. So ln u, right? If we take the derivative of that, we're going to have u prime over u. So that means you're going to take the derivative of whatever's inside, put it on top, divided by whatever's inside. Okay, so most of the time you see ln of x, and the derivative of this is 1. So you see 1 up here, divided by whatever's inside, so 1 over x. So if we were to put a number inside of it, we got ln of 4x, for example. We would have the derivative of whatever's inside up here, which is 4, over whatever's inside, 4x. The 4's cancel, and you end up with 1 over x again. Okay. Another property we have is going to be also with the ln's. So we have a fraction, ln of a over b. We can rewrite that as ln of a minus ln of b. Okay, just some properties of ln. And let's see what else. Okay, now let's do e of x. So regular derivative of e to the u is going to be the derivative of u times e to the u. So for example, if we had e to the x, we'll do the derivative of whatever's up here in the front, which is 1, times e to the same thing that it was, so e to the x. So really all we have is e to the x. If we put a number up there like 3x, for example, we take the derivative of whatever's up here, which is 3, times this itself, so e to the 3x. Okay. All right, perfect. And now let's take a look. Before we even start doing the derivative of this ln, let's see if we can make it easier on ourselves to simplify. So using one of the properties when you have a fraction, let's break it apart. We got y is equal to ln of the top part minus ln of the whole bottom, which is 5 plus e to the x. So now it looks a lot more friendlier to work with. So if you take the derivative of these two things, it would be a lot easier than you taking the derivative of this guy. So now let's take the derivative. So we got y prime is equal to the derivative of ln is the derivative of whatever's inside. So the derivative of e to the x is just going to be e to the x over whatever's inside, e to the x, minus the derivative of ln again. This time we have two things. So we got the derivative of the inside, which is just going to be e to the x, over whatever's inside. We got 5 plus e to the x. Okay. Now let's use lowest common denominator. Let's just make it simpler, the simplest form of the equation. So we got y prime is equal to 1 minus ex over 5 plus e to the x. All right, lowest common denominator, we're going to do this times 5 plus e to the x on this side and the top. So we got 5 plus e to the x minus e to the x, and then we could write the whole bottom as 5 plus e to the x. Okay, we see here that these two are going to cancel out, and so we're left with a final answer, 5 over 5 plus e to the x. Okay. All right.